Thank you for tuning in once again to his Vine and Victory podcast. My name is Kurt Olson. I'm your host. I'm coming to you on the late morning of Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2025. Have a full Christmas related podcast here. And it will be short. Don't want to take a lot of your time because I know some people are, people will be spending time with family, friends, Christmas Eve services, variety of other things. So I'm going to do a Christmas pet peeves list, top 10 things. Um, and I'm going to launch in with a story. One from my childhood, another from when one of my kids was really young. Okay, so, um, and I'm not going to name names here. Not even my brother's name. I don't think I've mentioned his name on this podcast before. It's possible I have, but needless to say, my brother and I, when we were really young, and this story dates back easily, probably 45, 50 years. Um, um, I don't know how the conversation started, but we were talking to some of our friends in Bemis where we were growing up, and we were just saying how Santa Claus wasn't real. And silly us, we didn't stop to think that we had neighbor kids that we did stuff with that might have been raised differently than us. We weren't in tune with that kind of nuance, and that mother ends up calling our mom and says, "Ola, do your boys believe in Santa Claus?" And to which my mom goes, "No, they don't." And that mom proceeded to say, "Can they keep it to themselves next time?" So I guess my brother and I were kind of rebels that way in kind of wrecking Santa Claus for a few kids in the neighborhood. And then another one kind of jumps to uh, when my daughter was 6, headed towards 7. This would have been Christmas 2011 when we were in Texas. And we're doing our thing. Obviously, we're not doing Christmas with anyone because family wasn't traveling to Texas to be with us, since they were all in Western New York and various other locations. But my daughter decides to put out milk and cookies for Santa Claus. And we did not raise our daughter to believe in Santa Claus when she was really young, but she was kind of hanging on to this kind of childhood kind of belief. And my son was past it, and or our son was past it, and the giveaway was how I responded back on the note. So I proceeded to eat the cookies and drink the milk. And when I wrote back to Olivia, I said Santa Claus. And that was the giveaway because that was the name that I attributed to Santa when I was kind of being silly or trying to just kind of emphasize some of the exaggerations of the Christmas season. So as I launch into this top 10 pet peeves, I kind of start with kind of a lighter Christmas story that dates back to my childhood and my youngest, Olivia. So I'm going to go 10-1 with my top 10 pet peeves of the Christmas season. The first one is failed deliveries from billion-dollar companies. Um, I'm just going to cite a case in point that has happened this year. Now, the good news is I got the package in time for Christmas, but it was the last one delivered and it was delivered on the 22nd. Um, but I had a package that I ordered, and I'm just going to say the company. It was an order from Walmart, and the product starts in California and works its way across the country. It was in Warrendale, Pennsylvania, and then Buffalo, and then the folks in the United States Postal Service, and I know people in the Postal Service, and it is not their fault that this happened. Um, but these folks in Buffalo decided to send this package instead of looking at the location. Oh, that's Western New York. Oh, we can just put it on a truck and send it to Chautauqua County. No, they shipped it off to Illinois. And it spent all of last week in various parts of Illinois, one being Chicago, before it landed on a truck and landed in Warrendale, Pennsylvania again, and then Buffalo. And I was finally notified last Saturday evening that said package was going to be delivered on Monday. It was, but seriously, I know I am not the only person, and I know there are people that are dealing with undelivered packages in time for Christmas, and they thought that they were going to be here. Um, and seriously, you would expect better of billion-dollar companies, whether it's stores that you make the original purchase or the billion-dollar companies that are doing the actual delivery. And I realize the U.S. Postal Service isn't a billion-dollar company, but we do dump billions of dollars in taxpayer money at it for it things to go right, especially at Christmas. So there's that. Second one, or that was number 10. Number 9, Christmas snowstorms. Now, I think a lot of people, especially up north, don't mind a white Christmas. And it's looking like right now we may not have snow falling on Christmas Day, even though we do have snow on the ground. Um, but as I like to remind my friends in the South, both Texas, South Carolina, other places, people from college who I know, Jesus washes our sin whiter than snow, not sand on a beach. And if you have seen driven out in the country and you have seen the wind driven snow that piles up in fields, you understand absolutely positively what that verse means. And um, snow just captures the purity of salvation through Christ. Number 8. So Fisher Price has a nativity set that has a lamb in it, but no shepherd. And this is going to get to another pet peeve a little later. So number 8 is Fisher Price has a nativity set with a lamb, but no shepherd. Seriously, who at Fisher Price is making that, having apparently no clue what the nativity narrative is states in Scripture, in both Matthew and Luke. Um, Number 7, decorated vehicles. Why? Sorry, you know, vehicles with Christmas decorations, whether it's a, a bulb or antlers or some other thing. Um, why? I know why. These people are trying to let everybody know they're in the Christmas spirit, but I I I personally still find that kind of thing fairly silly. Number 6. All I want for Christmas is you. With all um respect to Mariah Carey, that is the most overplayed Christmas song in the United States of America in the 21st century. It's overdone, overplayed, over everything. That song is as overplayed at Christmas as the rest of the year we get Take Me Home Country Roads from John Denver and Sweet Caroline, and I forget who is the singer of that, but people know the song Sweet Caroline. Um, so there's that. Number 5, the commercialization of Christmas. Now, I get it. I do. Stores profit off of Christmas because it helps them be in the black and stay in the black for the year. That's what Black Friday is all about. Stores would get in the black for the year on Black Friday, and they are then working on profit the rest of the year. And again, stores need to make money, but we see Christmas being promoted many times in September and easily October, and that is way too early for my taste. So the commercialization of Christmas is number 5. Number 4, Muslim violence, especially what we're seeing in parts of Europe and the Middle East, where it's directed at Christmas trees and Christmas markets. There has been a plot on a Christmas market foiled in Germany. Meanwhile, France canceled a New Year's Eve celebration because they believed there were going to be Muslims who were going to be violent at that time. Meanwhile, I don't know if the Christmas tree near Bethlehem Square was taken down or it was burned, but whatever happened there, um, the Christians nearby made sure the tree was back up just in recent days. So that kind of stuff is getting way too common around the world and even in our own country because the FBI busted up a plot on a New Year's Eve attack on Los Angeles. And if Christians or Jews or both did things at Ramadan involving a Muslim holiday as they do at the time of Hanukkah and Christmas, there would be some real deeper conflict all over the world. Um, Number 3, happy holidays over Merry Christmas. Uh, we still do this in our culture here in the United States of America, where we push happy holidays over Christmas. And we see this in public schools where they have a winter concert or a holiday concert over a Christmas concert. And this has been done to push multiculturalism over our Anglo Protestant history. And it's really irritating. And if there is a cashier somewhere that says Happy Holidays to me, I will say back Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Um, I do that in a variety of locations. Um, and the left is triggered that this becomes a thing that Christians talk about, but the harsh reality is it's happening and still happens. And number two on my pet peeves is the Magi at the Nativity. Now, the narrative is really clear here. So, if you go to the Gospels, you will read that the Magi see this star and come from the east to where they believe the star is over. And they go to Herod, and Herod insists that they come back. They are they get a dream that they should avoid Herod at all costs, and they take another route home, and other things happen. The point being, the Magi traveled hundreds of miles. This did not happen directly at the time of the birth of Jesus Christ. This was time afterwards. And so you will see a lot of things where the wise men, the Magi, are at the nativity. And it's biblically illiterate. My number one pet peeve of the Christmas season is the constant, almost like on cue, call that happens by progressives that Jesus Christ was a refugee. Now, you got to go back to the Christmas narrative, and Jesus's earthly dad, Joseph, has an angel visit him and says, "Take the woman and the child and go to Egypt." And that's part of the prophecy surrounding the birth of Christ. Um, and a classic refugee is someone who flees one nation and goes to another. We've had refugees that have fled Central America and other places and come to the United States. Um, Israel going from Nazareth to Egypt, that's technically still both the Roman Empire. So that they would not have been classified as refugees. Even in current day lingo with the United Nations, they would have been some other classification other than a refugee. And progressives do this to tell conservative, right of center Christ followers that the thing that we hold on to in the Christmas narrative benefits progressives as much as we know that it benefits followers of Jesus Christ. And I mean, this is overplayed. I think I'm going to attach an article there that helps describe some of that. And the harsh reality is this: we are called to love God and love others. When there is a refugee or an immigrant that comes into our country, as Christians, we should do a variety of things to help those folks. But I would argue as well, there are things that they should do as individuals to fully assimilate into the country where they're landing. And but certainly we can be good neighbors and friendly and kind and nice to people who are new to our country, as anywhere else. One of the challenges that is going on right now, especially in the West, is the immigration that is happening, where in Europe it tends to be more from the Middle East and Africa. These people are not assimilating. They're bringing their Islamic religion and they're attempting to impose it upon Western nations that were built on Christian tradition. And even in our own country, the refugees, you know, we have this discussion all the time where people who are coming in as even maybe illegal immigrants, they don't learn the language, they don't learn the customs, they aren't fully assimilated, and it becomes quite a challenge. So that's my top 10 list of Christmas pet peeves. Um, Again, failed delivery of packages from billion-dollar companies, number 10. Number 9, Christmas snowstorms that really kind of prevent people from kind of traveling and all that other stuff. Fisher Price with a nativity set with a lamb, but no shepherd. Um, Number 7, decorated vehicles. Why? Number 6, All I Want for Christmas Is You. The song played way too much. Number 5, the commercialization of Christmas. Number 4, Muslim violence directed to Christmas trees or markets that we're seeing predominantly in Europe and the Middle East, and even to some degree, even in our own country. Number 3, Happy Holidays over Merry Christmas. Number 2, the Magi at the Nativity. No, they weren't. And number 1, Jesus was a refugee. No, he wasn't. So that's my top 10. I have a Christmas related column that is running. I might get it out even here before the end of the week. And we'll be getting back to some more regular, newsworthy content here in the new year. And until next time, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and may God just bestow his blessings upon you and your family. Goodbye.